Hello everybody. Today we are not going metal detecting, but we are going on a tour of the barn. There are some really cool treasures inside the barn and lots of places to explore. So let's go. Well, we are at the back of the barn, and here's the door we're going in. It has 2 stories. That door and that door is up at the 2nd story. And so let's go in and see what it looks like. All right, here we are going into the barn. First we have our truck parked here out of the weather. This is our old wheat truck converted to a water truck. You can see the nice big water tank on there. Now, while we're walking, I do have to watch out for rattlesnakes. So this is a drive-through barn. There's another door at that end. We are at our first destination. This door, and it says cows. And I love these handles in this barn. See this? Now this barn was built started about 1907. You can see the picture of it. Let's see. I don't see any snakes in here. These are cool. The grain boxes comes down from upstairs where things were stored. You can see the manger there. And yeah, it's just pretty dirty in here because we don't really use this. And the birds come in and make nests. We have swallows that like this spot. Look at that pile of swallow poop. But you can see there's some horse tack right there. But there's a whole bunch on the other side of the barn I'm going to show you guys. So let's head over there. All right, now we have this little area that's pretty cool. Got this old wooden box here that actually is on some kind of rollers. And then, some of this spot I cannot see. But that big thing right there is a grain separator from back in the old days. And over here we have my dad's old Willie's Jeep that I'd love to get running and run around. We used to use this when I was a kid a lot. And you can see got another pickup over there that's only kept because it has a winch on it in case somebody gets an elk or something in the bottom of the canyon. Okay, so this is a line of stalls, and you can see that thing coming down from the ceiling is where they threw down hay bales and stuff. And also can throw down things through those slots. So it's a really neat old barn. The wood is still really strong and good. So that's it for this section. We'll go to our next section. Oh, there's an old bottle. Check that out. You know, Dad used to find bottles here and there, so that one he probably just stuck up there. Cool. Okay, we're down at the other end, and I do see some belts and tack on this wall, but you can't see too well because these racks are in the way, and then this thing on the floor. Some horse tack. And here's a room. And it's so dark in here. It's too bad too because there's a scale right there. And I wonder if that scale weight I found down in the yard went to that. So, okay, now next on our trip, we're going over there. Look at that saddle on the wall. Can you see it? Okay, we are right here in the middle of the barn, and this spot actually is the spot where there was an old elevator that would lift the hay up to the second story. Now I'm not sure exactly where it is, but it's been boarded over because Granddad didn't really use that, I guess. So let's go see what's here. We have the West grain box. And what is that? Don't know. Some old metal. And a nice horseshoe. And the East grain box. And here is the stairway upstairs. We'll see. We'll peek up there later. So here is another side with stalls. And goes all the way down there. Now, along here, there's all kinds of horse tack from 100 years ago. Now, my grandparents and my dad had horses, but I get the impression that this stuff was left here by the previous owner and wasn't used. Look at that one. Oh, that's cool. You know, as a kid, I didn't really, I mean, I knew this was here, but I didn't think it's as neat as I do now. Some padding. Here's the knob on a hame, which I didn't even know what a hame was until I dug one up out of the old sheep camp a couple months ago, and Dad told me. And here's an old saddle that's just been in here. This is cool. We have Grandma's old saddle in the house. That's a small one. Huh. Cool. Oh, here's one of these. Full-sized hames. Dad was just talking about one of these, and we couldn't find any. Maybe he forgot about these. And look at that belt. That's interesting. So, you've probably found this kind of stuff when you're out digging. And here's some more. Yep, this is a good spot to store things like that. Let's see if we see anything on the shelves. Oh, looks like a curry comb. You know, when I was a kid, this whole floor was covered in hay, and I didn't really like to walk down here in the summertime, especially since that board right there is cracked. But it's been like that since I was a little kid. I don't know what happened there. Probably a horse or a cow kicked it. But, you know, had to be pretty hard. So each of the stalls has a number. There's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alrighty. Well, on the other end, Dad has wood stored over there. And we dip into that every so often when we need something. And there's a few broken windows, so the birds can get in here. And the swallows mostly is what nests in here. So these are from the old power lines, what insulators sat on those. And there's our wood pile. And the stalls. And a couple things of horse tack. Well, look at this. Can you read that? Combs and brushes. Let's see, anything in there? Nope, just a bunch of mouse poop. All right. Now, I'm not sure if I want to go upstairs. Actually, we have been told not to go upstairs anymore because in some places the floor is really thin, so people could fall through, but I might just go up there and peek and show you what it looks like. So let's head up the steps. Okay, we are at the top of the steps, and this is the area where the elevator was to bring up hay and things. And you can see all these things are where it goes down to different stalls to feed the animals. And there's a cool little barrel over there. And the owls used to really come in here and build their nests. But now I think there's a few things that get up into the cupolas. I don't know. But there's screen over the windows now. So the owls cannot get in up here. Now I did find a dead owl downstairs last year. He must have got in through the small window, and I don't know why he died. Now I'm walking here because Dad just walked through here the other day, and he had some lumber stored somewhere, I think over in that corner. But there's a basketball hoop over there, and I used to attempt to play basketball up here once in a while, but it was just so dirty. If you played basketball, you'd have to go home and shower right away. Now, you see these things? That's hollow. It's a grain box. And this is about as far as I'm going. See where that big old hay hook is over there? It's in a hole. Apparently, my parents and their friends were playing basketball up here one time, and one of them, their friend, fell down that hole and broke his leg. Yep. It's a true story. Okay. Ew. Lots of mouse poop everywhere. Oh, check that out. I don't want to step there, do I? Okay. Now, where this ladder is, we used to climb up, explore everything when we were kids, and so when we climbed up there, there's a lid, and this thing, all this right here, is hollow. It's a big old grain storage, and it was neat. Hanging on the roof, we found some old pieces of grain hanging up there. It's probably still there as far as I know. Okay, that's it for upstairs. Let's go back down. Okay, we're about halfway down the stairs, and we can see over to the different stalls, and there's some old wagon wheels. The old wagon was actually stored in the barn, and we now have it outside for decoration. Might as well look at it instead of just let it sit in the barn, right? Well, here we are at the end of our tour, going out the back of the barn. And over here, we have a hay shed. Let's take a look at that. Now that barn over there is the cow barn, and it's just one big room inside where hay bales were stacked to the roof, and then there's just one long manger on each side of it that you throw the hay down to the cows in the winter. So there's a hay shed for animals that were in the corral during winter. See the doors? That's where you put the bales in, and it's just one big room up there and some mangers down below. So that's it. Mount Hood looks pretty. Here's a view from the east side of the barn, looking at Mount Hood and down to the old building and the house and these corrals. In the old picture you can see all the buildings that used to be here. Over there are the cow chutes where we used to separate the cows and calves and send them down the chute to get branded. And you know what? There is a deer up there in that corral by the hay shed. Likes to hang out up there. It's kind of funny. They even go in that room. Well, I hope you liked the tour of the barn, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. And there's the wagon I was telling you about right there.
Join me in these videos to go on some more treasure hunting adventures on this old ranch. Thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing and smash that like button.